Queer theory is just male supremacy for the woke. The important part about queer theory is its foundations. It is a postmodernist ideology, and postmodernism can only exist because it is founded upon a material history which remains unspoken by the postmodernist himself. Postmodernism is when a symbol becomes all that matters, and the reality behind the symbol is erased. Semantics take over pragmatics. The abstract is treated as if it is the tangible. A word is a series of sounds and scribbles, a thing in and of itself, rather than a label for a material thing that would exist without the word. Leftists acknowledge that the CIA promoted Foucault's postmodernism in universities for the direct purpose of dividing the class consciousness that was building in the left during the 70s. Postmodernism is highly individualistic. Another important facet of postmodernism is that it sits, as a veneer, on top of capitalist patriarchal society. It is an obscuring lens with which to view the world, where nothing ever becomes clear or meaningful. Everything can only fractal more and more, into tinier and tinier parts, and there can be no unity. Yet nobody would suggest there is no universal working class experience. When renters speak ill of their landlords, nobody chimes in, "What about the workers who own their own homes?" This would be ridiculous. Men can recognize class consciousness in each other. They can recognize common shared experiences in each other as having them belong to the same group, even with differences in personal experience. It is only when women begin to speak of our common experiences under patriarchy that we are told we are excluding people by seeing a class consciousness within our shared experiences. The people being excluded, however, are those born into the class which serves to oppress women on the axis of sex, and those people assert that they identify as us. They assert that they identify as us in the same breath that they claim we are excluding them for sharing our experiences of class consciousness, because not a single one of them has truly ever shared our experience of oppression. Queer theory here is a tool of patriarchy. Under feminist consciousness, women would need to wrestle with how we view ourselves and how we view other women. Objectification. Under capitalist patriarchy, women are resources. Under feminist consciousness, men would need to wrestle with the fact that they view and treat women as objects. These are very difficult things to do, as it challenges everything about how the sexes interact with each other beneath the hierarchy of gender. Queer theory has an easier answer, though, that you have a unique and isolated experience, that you are different from everyone else, that you are not like other girls. And what are other girls like? They are sexist stereotypes. They are everything bad you've ever heard about women. They are CIS, because they identify with everything you do not. But all of this is a dehumanizing lie that only serves to prop up male supremacist beliefs that are already in play. In reality, all women are human, and no woman is CIS. Who is this CIS except for a two-dimensional caricature? That is what the word means. It means someone without a soul, without a mind of her own, without personality. More insidiously, it implies that the great majority of women accept and enjoy the feminine gender assigned to us at birth. That it is a part of who we are and something in our brains we are born with, that the way we are being treated by culture is correct. After all, anyone who would feel uncomfortable with their assigned gender must simply not be that gender, right? A woman is either someone who conforms to patriarchal culture, or she is not a woman at all. In this way, trans identities take the place of feminist class consciousness. One does not need to fight for the humanity of all women when you can throw women under the bus and say, "I am different from them. I am a human being. I am an individual." What is implied is that other women are not. Trans activism is easier than challenging male supremacy, because it does not challenge male supremacy, rather it validates it. When society has taught a man that his effeminate behaviors mean he is not a man, it is easier to see himself as a woman, because woman is what is beneath men. He does not challenge the male supremacist definition of man as a superior being who behaves in the assigned masculine way. He convinces himself that he must not wholly be one. And yet, he never truly empathizes with women as a class, and he hates any woman who shatters the image he is building as a coping mechanism for his distress, a coping mechanism for his mental illness brought on by an internalization of patriarchal roles as legitimate. Deep down, he still knows he is a man. He has, in relationship to women, spent his life speaking over them, mansplaining to them, and having women treat him as credible authority even when he is not. He is comfortable holding power over women. He behaves with entitlement towards women as men do. He is ignorant of women's reality because he has never been made to consider it, even when he imagines himself as one of us. You will see this in the manner of how, when presented with evidence of their male privilege, the very first thing that a man who does not identify with being a man will do is to compare himself to other men. how much worse he is treated than other men, how he does not fit in with other men. This is because he does not imagine that women have an experience all our own. He does not compare himself to women, because if he did, it would be patently obvious that he is not one of us, that his experiences do not belong to our class consciousness, and that he has benefited from our oppression. Woman is non-man, rather than her own entity. Queer theory is the easy way out for people questioning the oppressive institution of gender and suffering dysphoria because of it. It allows men to maintain their power over women. It allows patriarchy to continue to function. It allows women to continue to be resources. Queer theory does nothing to benefit women, and will only further damage the very people who prop it up.